What's good? Y'all know who it is and y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Matthew Shack. And we're going to talk about this situation that happened in Kissimmee, Florida earlier this week, where you had the Little League Pop Warner football coach strike one of his players in the head during the game twice with a blow that was vicious enough to have the kid fall on the ground not once but twice. And what happened with the aftermath in regards to that situation, and what shoulda and coulda and woulda happened if it would have been on my watch with my son. Okay. First and foremost, man, the county of the where the game was played, I think it was either 7-year-olds or 9-year-olds, are going to press charges against this coach. His name is Jarrell Williams, and he's out of Savannah, Georgia. And man, he smacked the shit out of this kid, man. Not once but twice, man. And these are little dudes. You know what I'm saying? And here's what I got to say about it, because his mother did not want to press charges. Okay, and the mother of the child in question that was hit did not want to press charges. So the district attorney, sheriff's department, and even though he's not a resident of the state of Florida, are gonna file charges on his ass anyway. Okay, and it's child abuse. They gonna file felony child abuse charges against this coach, Jarrell Williams. And not only that, Jarrell Williams was also working for the sheriff's department back in some capacity in Savannah, Georgia. So what do I got to say about all that? All this shit. Here's what I got to say. Man, when you're dealing with little kids, when you're dealing with children, okay, and you're coaching them, 9 times out of 10, the coaches, they are former athletes most of the time, and they're former athletes who really didn't do shit. They really didn't get anywhere. They didn't accomplish much. Okay, every once in a while you'll get somebody who has some stature come in and coach youth football. All right, but 9 times out of 10, the motherfuckers that's coaching, they ain't shit. They didn't do shit. They didn't start. They didn't play. They might have went to junior college or some shit, you know, but they didn't go to Division I. They didn't go to the pros unless they're kids, unless they're coaching their children. Outside of that, man, if they're not coaching their children and they had a good career or a professional career, or they were somebody that was as successful, even a coach in a higher level D1, high school championship team, NFL, whatever, they wouldn't have did that shit, man. But so I know for a fact, even though I don't know for a fucking fact, allegedly, that this guy is somebody who really wasn't somebody who was doing shit when he was playing football. Okay? So when you are a parent, and I'm a parent now. My son has just turned 6 months old. Okay? He's probably going to play sports because he's athletic, man. You got to really know who the fuck the coaches are. Like, you can't just drop your kids off at soccer practice and shit and not know what the hell's going on. You can't just throw your kid at the damn basketball gym and just leave and shit and then have them pick them up and that's it. You got to go there and monitor. You got to go there and see. You got to go there and sit in on some practices. You got to sit in on some games, okay? You can't just throw your kid out there nowadays, because now these coaches, man, they'll do shit right in front of you and be super comfortable. My problem with the shit was this, man. When I played football, when I played Little League football, the worst thing that ever happened to me with a coach, outside of being cussed at, yelled at, and some of the assistant coaches who didn't have no business being out there saying shit that they shouldn't have really said, was to have a coach grab me by my face mask during the game because I did something on the field that I shouldn't have did. Okay, worst thing that ever happened to me is I had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty because this player out there, I didn't like him, and I went out there and I fucked his ass up and grabbed him by his face mask, put my cleat in his chest and flipped him over my damn whole body. I just went at his ass. Play was pretty much over and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like this cat, because this cat was doing all kinds of dirty shit and referees weren't doing nothing. So my coach grabbed me by my face mask saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" Okay? That was pretty much it. But the difference was my father was in the stands. My mother was in the stands. Okay? When that happened, I didn't even get kicked out the game. I should have got kicked out the game and shit, but I didn't. Okay? With that being said, we wound up winning the game. I wound up scoring an 80-yard touchdown on a punt or whatever. Okay? But the key was, my father made it clear. He said, "Hey, man, during the heat of the game, what you did, he had to get your head back in the game." But we're talking a long fucking time ago. Okay? Now, as far as hitting and slapping a kid upside the head with his helmet on where he could fall down, that's a whole different ballgame. Okay? And professional athletes like LeBron James came in and said, "I wish it would have been my kid that you would have did that. It would have been anybody in front of me." So, was it wrong? Because the coach in question said, "Hey, man, I apologize, but at the end of the day, I did do it and this, that, and the other." Hey, man, you got to face the consequences now, man, because a lot of these parents now, they're not coming from that kind of cloth where, the physicality of the game, and you could be physical with your players and physical with, coaches and all that type of shit. A lot of you guys don't remember Woody Hayes back with Ohio State back in the 80s or late 70s, where he punched a opposing player on the field. We just had this one player come out there and run over a damn referee and shit. Okay? So nowadays, as a coach, you can't be getting physical with your players, man. Like, you can't do that shit, man, because if you do, it's going to be some legal ramifications, man. That was a bad look. That made the state of Florida look bad that they allowed that shit. Okay? So during the COVID situation and all of that. So at the end of the day, man, I think that the punishment fit the crime because different punishments are in different areas of the country. That might have been acceptable in Georgia, but you took your ass down to Florida and did that shit, homie. So you got to pay the consequences when it comes to that, man. You get the child endangerment or the child abuse shit, your motherfucking ass better go ahead and try to plea bargain that shit down to a misdemeanor. Because I'm telling you now, you ain't gonna never get no job working with no fucking kids, big dog. That ain't happening, okay? But when my son decides to play sports of any kind, at any level, I know I've had coaches, even in high school, even in college, not doing shit the way they should be doing shit. Favoritism, saying shit that they shouldn't say, all kinds of stuff, okay? There's a lot of male ego-driven shit in team sports, okay? When you get to the NFL, it's the same way. You be surprised how much abuse a lot of these cats take. You'll be able to say, "Well, hey, man, you getting a big ass fucking bag. You should just allow that shit. You a millionaire." But at the end of the day, man, ain't no money on nobody's manhood. You ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. I'm the kind of person, I didn't give a fuck if you was my boss or not. You're gonna watch your lips talking to me. I done told many a boss, "Look, man, I ain't one of your fucking kids and shit. You wanna fire me, fire me. But at the end of the day, you're gonna talk to me like you got some sense." And I never got fired after that. I never got fired by telling somebody that, okay? So I just wanted to come in, make that shit clear, man. The punishment fits the crime because you got to know your surroundings, man. You can't be hitting people's kids in front of other people, even if the mother said it's all good. And then he said, I should have waited till later to hit him. I'm like, dude, you're still saying the wrong shit. So at the end of the day, man, it's all good. Homie got what he deserved. I don't think he should be working with kids, and I don't think he will be. All right, man, love all y'all out there, man. Salute.